More Heroes of the Storm, more CCL. Let's go. We got another best of 5 on our hands, everybody. Simplicity going up against Crowd Control as we are heading into another Playday 5 match. And this one is going to be spicy, because with the results that came in recently, if Crowd Control takes a victory here, they establish themselves on the pole position of the CCL and take over from Team Oxygen. Always depending on the map score, of course. That one's going to be important too, but at least they have a chance here. Now, as it happens, Simplicity on the left side of Battlefield of Eternity is playing with Collusion on Stukov. We got Cure on Reyna, Lutano on Rexa, and Hosty on Li Ming with Masquerade on Imperials. To the right side of the map, it is X-Ray on Ana, Ruzzo on Zarya, Dequaz on Urel, Dino stacking again with Cassia, and Lauber on Mirrodin. Okay, the red team currently doing their thing here. As usual, the quick PSA that this is all played out on the American Heroes of the Storm server. To be exact, it's NA Central where this is played. And that means that if you're a Heroes of the Storm player from Korea, if you are a Heroes of the Storm player from Europe, you will play with a delay. So that's obviously something they accepted as they played or like signed up for the American League. But still keep in mind that there are quite a few players that play with the ping disadvantage compared to the NA players. Kind of important to note because sometimes there's questions, hey, why does a player like Dino not play Zeratul or Tracer as often as he does in Europe? That's one of the reasons. Why do sometimes the wombo combos not land, or why do they not even draft it? That's another explanation. Either way, they are off to a good start. They have the 1-0 kill right now, as Simplicity is hoping to take over a bit and contest the camp. They shifted the focus of the lanes a bit. Normally it's the top lane, that is the 1 versus 1 lane, but not so in this game. So, yep, we have this coming in right now. Another quick hit happening here as we speak. And there's the burn down against Misha, gone first, and let's go. There's the jump straight, oh my god, straight onto Imperius, and they get another kill. Well played. Dino again stacking. Also, for everybody that hasn't caught it on the last map, the reason why we're using the old Blizzard UI that shows the talent topside is that Blizzard released a hotfix. This is all still played out on the current patch. It's the Hogger patch right now. They released the hotfix. I have no idea what it did. Probably just, yeah, I think maybe some of the Hogger collisions were fixed. The hero is obviously not allowed just yet this week. But just saying that put the replays then onto the old client, and therefore it's played with the old UI, since Blizzard doesn't allow better UI to be used with an older replay. So it's kind of unfortunate, but that's what it is. The UI is pretty shitty, and I apologize for it. It's really tricky to track any kind of baseline progress. Stacks for Cassia, for example, aren't visible here either. The UI was already outdated as HTC was still alive, but yeah, they didn't really bother fixing that at any point. We'll have to deal with it for now, so again, apologies for that. I'm going to do my best to still give you as much of the coverage as I can here and as much of the information. Next week we should be back on the actual live observer UI, and then we can use the Ali UI again, which is definitely a bit better here. But yeah, so much for that. We got also the Hunter-Gatherer on level 4 now for Rexa, so there's that. Also a bit of a different setup here with a defensive shielding coming in for Zarya. As at the bot lane, Dequaz missing! Completely missing against Masquerade here, so yeah, kind of unfortunate for him. Also, in case that you didn't catch it yet, Medallion is gone. Yeah, let me know in the comments what you think about that. Most people seem to be very happy about it, myself included. Finally, those anomalies are not a thing anymore. But yeah, medallions are gone for now, so that's awesome. And yeah, by the way, guys, if you are watching this on YouTube, make sure that you hit that like button. Helps to promote the video a little bit, and it also helps to make just Heroes of the Storm, the coverage, a bit more popular. Helps with the algorithm quite a lot, so yeah, go for it. With 2 kills to 0 and the first objective up, we're gonna see a bit more aggression around this one. Sledgehammer has been taken by Lauber too, so he's starting to complete his baseline talent quest a bit quicker and has a chance to get damage in against the Immortal. Rexa goes down, and I don't know, Simplicity, they gotta be careful here. They actually lost on Playday number 4 against 30k and didn't take a single map here. So, yeah, they gotta be very careful now. They should really try to not lose this early, or at least not let Crowd Control take such a big lead, because this is getting a bit nasty. 3 kills to 0, halftime show also won. Another kill! Holy hell! Careful, baby! Yeah, they need to be really cautious here. They are starting to lose a lot. Now, there's no level 7 talent yet. It could have been so much worse if a level 7 talent would have been accomplished by crowd control during all of this. But it's still a mad lead that will help them to now get also the earlier talent. But at least they won the Immortal, so that's a good thing. They sacrificed a lot of heroes, but they won the Immortal, so that helps them to maybe push this out slightly. Teams will both have their level 7. So that's the good news, but they have to make that Immortal count. And Cure is at the bot lane. They're actually setting a 2-1 up against the Quasar, which forces Lauber to rotate in and help out. And they're trying to go for the kill here. So yeah, they're looking for Jimmy, and Cure's already on a run. Cure's like, help! I don't want to die! Eats the Stormbolt, bit of damage, but he has the penetrating round, so it's all good in the hood. Top side, Masquerade has nearly fallen against the Zarya setup. And Zarya can also be super annoying here. But the Immortal is not getting a lot done, honestly. I mean, it gets some pressure against the Fort, but I expected it to get more. Urel goes down at the bot lane instead. Top side again, Fort is still fine. There's still a rotation coming over to Muradin. But yeah, this is a bit of a strange game that we're seeing right now. Here comes the attack. Quest completed. Damn, son. 518, even with Sledgehammer, that's pretty decent. So now they're looking to get a few more kills. Rest of the team is coming in too. They have their skull cracker on Muradin now too, and he is ready to crack some skulls. So is Li Ming with her Calamity, just saying. But yep, it is an interesting game. 4 kills, very kill heavy in the early stage. Then the Immortal was still taken by Simplicity. And honestly, they have to be very happy about that, because if they lost the Immortal, can you imagine just how aggressive that push could have been? I think if the Immortal gets claimed by crowd control, they get the early level 7 because they have the XP boost and might just be able to push in with the talent advantage and the objective. That would have been a total disaster. Now instead, here comes the play at the top side, Urel, and she's dead. Now we're talking. Simplicity making some plays here, I like it. That's kind of what we're waiting for here. More aggression, coordinated attacks, and a good follow-up from Stukov. Bot lane, of course, is suffering a bit as a consequence, but that fort is not going to be destroyed. They know that the rotation is already coming, and here's the blue team attempting to flank in and looking for another kill. We're not there yet. Also, Rutsu is still firing away, so off we go. Level 9.5 for the 2 of them. Oh, that would be a good kill if they can take down Masquerade. They're trying, but yep, not yet. Topside camp was taken. Exterminator's of course helping with that too. Cure with his traditional mount choice is doing his thing, as Urel is back at the top lane, getting some experience for the team and trying to help them hit their heroic abilities. So yeah, it's pretty much a reset as we're going into the next objective. Slight advantage in XP maybe for Simplicity. Nobody making a play for the Immortal just yet, but they're gonna do that soon. So everybody just attempting to set up here for objective number 2, as heroic abilities are now being claimed. And it's exactly the setup that you would expect. Nobody going for anything crazy here. No Haymaker. We're not going full on A on this one. But off we go. Urel sitting at the top for just a second, thinking like, do I have to push that out? Nah, let's join the team and go for the fight and try to take it. Hyperion is also in. Obviously on this map you also see a lot of Raiders taken. It's kind of nice to also sniff out if there's an opponent sitting in one of those vents. But here comes the attack as they're going with a nice lurking arm setup for Lauber again, but they can't make it happen. Instead, Misha goes down. That ball of lightning doing some solid work, and that Hyperion is not going to do jack shit. Nope. Team just moves away from it, and yeah, that Hyperion is doing absolutely nothing. I mean, maybe it disengaged, but that's about it. I love how Rutsu was trying to move in for some damage and say like, hey, wait a second, I need some energy. Didn't get a whole lot of that, but alright. So here comes Muradin again. Yeah, a bit more of an aggressive Heroes of the Storm player as he starts to dive in deep every time here. We had some murder dins lately. We had one of the games where Muradin went just completely ham recently. Granted, it wasn't played within the CCL, but it was still fun to watch. So if Lauber can be aggressive with the hero here and get more stacks for his level 1 quest, that's of course going to be quite neat and will help him with late game damage through Sledgehammer too. Can take some of those structures down, or maybe just focus on the Immortal itself. I mean, he completed his quest already, which means that he now has a cooldown reduction and pierce. Doesn't get much better than that. The faster you have all of that completed, the better for you. But, well, let's go. Down here. Yeah, a little bit of damage stacking against Misha. If Lauber can connect another Stormbolt, he can, of course, get a few stacks too. But they're slowly poking in. It's a really slow attempt this time, so nobody is making any aggressive moves yet. Apparently they were all ready to calm down a little bit after initially it was a massive attack. It's good damage against the Immortal for Simplicity too, by the way. So they have first of all Exterminator, and on top of that they have the option to always poke away with Li Ming, which is kind of neat when you're playing on Battlefield of Eternity. She's fantastic in that spot. And there's another kill against Misha. Rexar needs to take a bit more care of her. I'm not really a fan of what I'm seeing here. Misha matters too, my friend. Alright, off we go. That's a halftime show victory. The boars come out. I don't really think that they're going to be able to do a whole lot with that. Rutsu is playing it safe and drops the ult just so that they can disengage here. But now that they won the halftime show, they're in a pretty solid spot. There's the defense again. Dino's, of course... Oh, nice. Good connects. Dino's connecting his Lightning Fury and stacking a bit further. X-Ray is attempting to hit a few more of those sleep darts. Good for him. Nobody is threatening a level 13, but Jimmy is now at the top and trying to take the shield down, which forces crowd control to engage. Sledgehammer value. Yeah, this time the Hyperion is a bit better, and Cassia is in trouble. Oh my god, Misha missed! No! Misha barely missed it. It wasn't impossible for her to connect that one, but yeah, it is a bit of an unbearable situation now that we're looking at this, because if you connect that, then you take the target down. So, yeah. Well, that Immortal is going to push topside. Bottom of the map, well, let's see. Can they get a kill? I'm just waiting for Muradin to again engage into the... Oh my god. Alright, Muradin is not going to engage anytime soon because he's busy. His legs are pretty short, so he has waddled his way back into the fight, but they take Misha down again. There's the Stormbolt, and Rexar is about to get wrecked. Oh, makes it out with no HP. Alright, alright, alright. That was a clutch one. Top 4 has, of course, already fallen, and Urel is threatening Reyna even more. They're trying to open the wall up at the keep at the bottom of the map with the level 13 talent that they already hold. They are now trying to take keep number 2 down too. That's level 13 on both sides. The Bronzebeard Rage is in, so Muradin finally has a bit of a sustain, whereas Calamity drops the Illusionist, as usual. And there you go. Giddy up for Jimmy, plus now with the 13, also good old virulent reaction right here. Yep, Stukov is going full COVID on this one. So at this point, they take the 4 down. Good for them. Where's the lockdown? Jimmy is at the top side. Careful, baby. And Masquerade eats that Stormbolt. Oh, yeah. Can you imagine, by the way, when you're just like any hero on the battlefield and all of a sudden there's a massive hammer just flying straight in your face? It feels like Muradin watched too many Thor movies and I thought, like, that's a great idea. And then comes in and just like takes one hammer after another. Yeah, good connects from him. It's actually really solid damage now. They have 6 kills against 2, so they're doing better and better and better here. Another set down at the bottom. And, well, let's go. Rel all the way topside is also starting to push this out even further. Catapults have to be destroyed. Cure makes it out, good for him. He moved back just in the nick of time. If he gets caught on the other side of that hero, then he's in trouble. But as it stands, he's still Gucci. So now here comes the move straight through the top lane again, as they're trying to ensure that they can push the lane back with catapult pressure in an ideal scenario. If you take that camp, you have an opportunity to threaten the opponent's keep. Since they already destroyed half of the wall, that's definitely a realistic setup. And they have now 2 camps at the top side. So there's no way for Simplicity to simply focus on the Immortal. They need to do something about that. And their own camp is not available. Their own camp was stolen away, so from a macro perspective, this is a real good setup for crowd control. They're ahead in kills anyways, but now you really want to collapse onto that Immortal. And they're a little bit late. Instead, we have the blue team just rushing this one down, saying like, halftime, baby! So yeah, they're starting to move in, take it down, and that will allow them then to defend the top lane. So, good job. It's going to be a 50-50 pretty much, but they have to deal with all of this, and of course it doesn't really change the fact that level 16 for crowd control is so much closer than it is for Simplicity. And yeah, they're already starting to burn this one down too. Muradin can land a little bit damage with the Stormbolt. They have the Particle Grenade pull that they can use, or the Poke. And now they can just play it slow. Take down Misha. I mean, honestly, Misha is getting murdered in this game. Misha is getting absolutely wrecked. Okay, and that could be the commitment. We have 20 seconds before the bear's back. But, yeah, Nice escape on the other side too. The Quasar was already looking for the next engage, but there it is, the level 16. They take the Immortal, and ooh, it's honestly on Simplicity now to move out and get the experience. If they have to defend against a 16 talent plus an Immortal that is rocking a 50% shield, that's gonna be tough. It's 40 minutes into the game. If that would be later stage, it could even mean game. Right now, they shouldn't lose it here, but they should lose the keep. So this is a real solid push, and now Crowd Control is moving in, trying to do a bit more damage. Good lockdown against Muradin, but there's absolutely no follow-up. Urel is trying to make sure that nobody's flanking in from the side, and Rexa is playing it safe. Lutano is not going through the vent, but instead is heading through the base. And this is the end of, honestly, this is the end of the keep, 100%. It has to be. They're going for the Hyperion, alright, that's a good setup already. But it's still doing damage, still has the range mode activated. Can they get the kill? If they can go for the Zarya kill, it might change things. But no, they cannot. The shield is out, and Lutano goes down. Uh-oh, this might be a bit worse than I thought. Lutano is down already, and they're looking at the core. And Cure, hello, he wants Dino, and gets murdered. That's what blinds are for, baby. At least the counter kill against Zarya helps, so I suppose they won't be able to end the game here. But they should be able to at least scratch the core a little bit. I love how only Collusion is defending. And no! Shield is down, but they couldn't do any damage. Now again, poke down here. Stormbolt and Toasty! He gets, no, Muradin, the big jump of the dwarf, and he hits the Stormbolt on the core. Sledgehammer value. There we have it, 93%. They're looking for more kills. It's still a 4 versus 3 down here, and they might just be able to take Masquerade down. They are level ahead now. Damn. Okay, there we go. Misha is just getting crushed. I have no idea what's happening with Misha here. I think Misha turned from a bear into a lemming and is just now committing Sudoku every single time she sees an enemy hero. That's pretty much what's happening here. Honorable Subaru committed by Misha. Yep, Misha turned into a lemming. It's official. So 10 kills to 3. We got a level lead for the red team. Crowd Control playing this one safe. And they are looking super strong in game number 1 at least. Muradin has 27,000 damage, by the way. He's nearly on the same damage output that we're seeing from Zarya. Same as Imperius. More than Jimmy. Muradin has more damage than Jimmy. Just saying. To be fair, he's the one who has to do the immortal damage, so he's been focusing a lot on the objective. But still, the numbers are kind of crazy, especially when you look over to Dine and you realize he's sitting at 70,000 right now. They took a couple of camps again. They're about to lose their fort at the bottom of the map. But, yep, this is getting kind of nasty. Another camp is taken, and top lane will once again be pressured by 2 camps. I think they're going to try for the same play. They're going to try to just move in and take it down quickly to the halftime show. And yep, that's exactly what they're doing. Every single time they make that play, they can rotate to the top and then defend for free. Now, time is something where Crowd Control says like, yeah, we would kind of like to delay this a little bit more because we are already working on level 20, so if we can just delay this a bit further, that would be fantastic. If you guys don't want to go that quickly, then yeah. So, here we go. Quick play for... Can they actually turn the entire thing down? No, not yet. They don't want to fight. They don't want to fight here. But here we have it. Misha's trying to come in from the side again. Rexa is looking for a play. Level 20 isn't ready yet. What's left at the top? Only one Khazras. That's all that they have. Oh no! Rexa, no! The man with the mask. He's down! Rexa is down already. Oh. And that's the end of Stukov. Alright. Rexa was always, like, honestly, as a German, I gotta say that Rexa was always a little bit suspect to me. I mean, the last time that I've seen this guy, he's been just talking, he had a mask, he was like, hey, warum hast du eine Maske auf? Und warum liegt da Stroh in der Ecke? So, Hosty gets jumped and taken down, but yeah, Rexa is not a man of many words, not a man that is really known for his skill in dialogues, but either way, he knows why there's straw in the corner, so now that he's down, it's only Jimmy that is still trying to make something happen, and well, newsflash, Nua's not going to be able to do anything. So instead, they're starting to jump straight onto the core. This is going to be game number 1, the lead for Crowd Control. Off to a good start here in our best of 5 series in the CCL. Nicely done As Crown Control locks in a victory on Battlefield of Eternity. Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV. Let's go, boys! Game number 2! Heroes of the Storm series in the CCL, our typical best of 5s, and now we have Simplicity going up against Crowd Control on Dragonshire. Killusion on Karazim. We got Lutano and Tracer getting a bit of a support here from Hosty on Abatha. Masquerade on Johanna. And we got Cure on Sylvanas. Aggressive setup, but it could be pretty cool here. Now, the problem is that Jojo is very much so alone at the front. So that worries me a bit. I don't think that you necessarily had to go into the second image, but let's find out how they're going to play this. Very aggressive setup, but again, the draft might be a little bit too aggressive. We'll see. On the side of Crowd Control, we got X-Ray on Stukov, we got Rutsu on Tychus, Dino is playing Falstad, going straight into the Seasoned Marksman here. Lauba again with Muradin, and Dequaza, as usual, is a pretty big diva here. A diva player, of course, is what I mean. So, yeah, stacks galore. We're going to see stacks from the Bird, we're going to see stacks from the Beard Boy, and already locking the first one in against Killusion over here. And it's time to party and party a little bit harder. Me likey. Right now, they're chasing down to the bottom, but Killusion can, of course, dash away. Now, Lutano needs to be very, very careful here, and so does Hosty. I mean, we saw one of the most insane Abaza kills earlier on in a different series. So, yeah, that's definitely something to watch out for. Hosty also sitting topside as Dequaza saying, wait a second, nobody's top? I guess I'm going to take that lane. Don't mind me. Yeah, bottom of the map, that's where Lutano is still zipping around. And again, Tracer's already annoying as is, but if she has a bit of Abatha support, then she becomes a real nightmare. Now that the 1 minute mark has passed, we have the camps spawning on the map. So, yep, there we go. And in comes the attack with the bomb against Rutsu, but he's still fine. The topside play, honestly, that worries me a little bit. I mean, someone has to come in and help out here. They can't just simply let Hosty sit there and deal with all of this. I love how the Slugger is actually getting aggressively out and trying to soak those experience globes. But again, if D.Va is left to her own devices at the top, she's going to take that lane down eventually. Abatha has no chance there in the long run. So, in the short term, maybe, but in the long run, it's not happening. Off we go. There's the players. They're starting to go in. Falstad goes down in the middle as the fight at the bot lane is still going on over the particular shrine here. So Tracer, Lutano is already doing a thing. Dino is first blood in this one. Alright. Here comes the play. Also talking about Lutano. He's coming in again with a hat and is starting to push Dequaza back. At the bot lane, Lauba is a bit low, but of course his trade is going to kick in soon. And it's going to make it possible for him to re-engage into the fight. And they're still trying to hold control, but the blue team takes over. Simplicity, yeah, they don't want to go full Chump City. Instead, they're going straight in for a victory on this map. They need to bring this one back, and they know it too. There's Lutano again, trying to go for Dino. Good damage, but not enough. Dino returns the favor slightly. But you can already see that the pings are happening every single time that Tracer is starting to move to a lane because she's coordinating with Abatha and making sure that she gets the symbiote so that they have a chance to take someone down. Yeah, and Dino is always the prime target. He's not going to have an easy game, honestly. Not against Karazim, Tracer, and Abatha. I mean, that's just not happening. There's another Stormbolt as Lauba connects it. I guess it wouldn't have been... Did they have enough time for it? I'm actually not so sure. So, Tracer is currently rotating towards the middle as D.Va at the top is doing her thing. Going full Overwatch over here. One on each side. I guess it balances it out. Sylvanas is helping in the middle. These Sylvanas pushes, honestly, if you have a good setup for that, I mean, damn, can you do damage. And they take one tower down right away. So this is going to be the bigger team fight. Rutsu, body block, Cure, no, Cure, and he's dead. Sylvanas is dead, and they're going for Lutano, who also was a bit scared here. We, by the way, got stacks for Rutsu, so he went into In the Rhythm, and we also got the static shield for Falstad. This is one of those rare games where, honestly, I still want to see Boomerang, but I wouldn't be mad if Dino says, hey, against this lineup, I need to go full on into the Lightning Rod. This is one of those typical games when you have a Karazim and a Tracer jumping after you, when you can go into a full build on this. But not even here does he do that. He still wants the wave clear on the side, which is totally understandable, and it also helps him to stack his level 1, so it makes sense, but he is going to have a tough game. He goes down again. This is exactly the problem here. D.Va is trying to play around the explosion a little bit, but that's another kill. So Tracer with 2 kills already. They are taking over at the top, trying to reclaim this one. There's no Dragonite in the middle because Collusion has been interrupting as much as he could. But they are at least getting a kill here too. So Karazim is down. That puts us to 2 kills for each side. A bit of pressure against Masquerade at the bottom as X-Ray is playing around this. But yeah, it's a pretty fun one here. We have the game just very, very mobile. Like everybody... Oh, body block? No, not enough. Yeah, it's a... Ooh, careful. Yeah, that grenade! Masquerade! No way! God, I would love to see the hit points. Unfortunately, this UI doesn't support that. Would have been great to see how many he had. It looked like he had nothing left there. But it's a really, really fast game now, with all lanes getting attacked, quick rotations of Tracer, Abathur using the symbiote everywhere, and now at least the Dragonite taken in the middle, as Falstad is finally getting a bit more use here, and is now a strong dragon and can't be taken down that easily anymore. The bird got plucked a couple of times, but now it transformed into a mighty dragon, and is doing its thing towards the top. So yeah, nicely done. So they're starting to make another play for the first 4 top, and they are also heavily ahead in experience now. That level 10 ability, honestly, they have such a big lead that with level 10 now, they should be able to open up the bot lane, if not, maybe even take a kill or 2 here. That's actually kind of nasty. Yeah, 10 is there any second, it's more than a half level lead. At this point, that is massive advantage. Now, they haven't taken the top 4 down. And there's a mule, of course, on the board, so that's a big problem, because it means you have to really commit to these attacks, and you need to take it down quickly. We got Stukov with a slappity slap slap on his level 10. A little bit of an ass kicking down here. Dainu, yeah, has to gust this one. And it doesn't do anything for him. Nope. Kill for kill. Alright, that was a fun one. We're going to take another look at this. This was actually kind of interesting. So, look at the top laners we're jumping in. So... the gust, the wave, and then both of them die. Yeah. That's not how Sylvanas pictured that. The 200 IQ plays right there. Okay, so now we have 3 kills to 3. A little bit of a trap set up. I don't think Lauber is going to fall for that, but keep in mind, this is another... the mind control into 7-sided. That's the whole play here. Mind control to 7-sided strike, and there's the kill. They even committed to the Blessed Shield to make it work. As long as they don't lose Collusion here, it's all fine. But we've seen that combo now multiple times. Whenever you see that little Sylvanas and Karazim, there should be a few alarm bells ringing. That has been a consistent combo over the last couple of play days. And yep, there it is again. Nothing that Lauber can do about this either. I mean, again, first he jumped out just in time. He was just like, alright guys, I'm out of there. Then the Blessed Shield connects, and shortly after that we have Mind Control hitting him hard. So no chance for an escape. They're trying to go for Cure here. Cure. Yeah, I don't know. That Gust? No. Just no. But the top fort is very likely still going to fall. There is counter pressure at the bottom of the map, as Simplicity is going for it. I also want to shout out Abathur real quickly. I'm really happy that we don't see the monstrosity here, as weird as that might sound. But with all that with all of that monstrosity focus lately, I'm kind of happy that we have an Abathur player again that wants to win the game and says, okay, we're going to go for the copy. So far, Monty, as much as I love him, has not gotten a lot of value. Monstrosity plays, even on the bigger maps, very meh. Now, they're trading a fort for a keep if they're continuing this. They get the kill with the mind control again against Mirrodin, so that's good. The problem is, this is still happening. And they need to Hearthstone back, and that's a few more seconds that they're losing here. And Falstad has the Gust back in 10. So, theoretically, they could have stayed even a bit longer. But then again, there's not much to do when you don't want to be caught on the Bridge of Death. The thing is named Bridge of Death for a reason. So, yep, there's the channel at the top. There's not really a lot of camps on the map left anymore. Only the one at the bottom is still ripe for the taking. We got 13 versus 13 now with the Bronzebeard Rage. Jojo's taking over, and interestingly enough, there's still one of the knights there doing some damage, but of course you have the mule. That's also one of the reasons why they didn't continue the pressure. If you can't take the keep down, you can't eliminate it, and you will see Abathur just dropping mules on it 6 days to Sunday. So you can only really focus on structures, or you should only focus on structures that you know you can take down for sure. So yeah. Fly to the top, global being used to lock in another shrine. 7-sided again, this time he survives, and that changes the equation quickly. It's a lot of cooldowns that you burn when you're trying to go for that combo, and you need to make sure that it's successful. So Muradin, as he hops out, is still fine. X-Ray is low, and goes for the slap, but he still dies. Sylvanas has the damage over time. That's all that they need here. And now there is still, of course, a big lead in kills for Simplicity, which also helps them to finally take a lead in experience. Tracer's at the bottom of the map though, so they're focusing in the middle, and there goes the kill. Masquerade is down. Nicely done. Good damage, especially, of course, Tychus chipping in with his trade with the minigun, and Johanna, after she's done with her Iron Skin, just disappears. Now they can try and go for another Dragon Knight, and this one is gonna hurt a bit more. Scaling into the mid game, as 10 minutes have nearly passed, and Muradin, as nobody is interrupting, can get this unless Abathur is symbioting the middle. He should interrupt with the symbiote now. What? Okay, they're trying to go for the kill down here instead. I think they could have stalled this out a little bit longer, but they give the Dragon Knight up, and now, well, there's a bit of a kick. Lutano is moved out of the fight, as they are coming down to the middle now, trying to defend against the Siege Giants and pushing for another fort right here. Okay, off we go. Alright, let's have a little bit of a look at this one. Yeah, they're starting to pressure through this, trying to take that one down. One fort gone, top fort is already eliminated. 16 Talons are soon going to be there. And that Dragon Knight is working wonders together with Odin. I still want to see a fight between Odin and the Dragon Knight. Honestly, that would be just amazing. Can you imagine that? That would be Bleach meeting, I don't know, Gundam series or something. Code Geass, I don't know. Would be kind of cool. But either way, at this point, here comes the push. And that is going to be the wall at the keep at least taken. Masquerade is there. 16 Talons any second now for both teams. That fight could continue. There's it again. They go for the kill and they get Tychus. Mind control. They were looking for the follow-up. Couldn't quite, but the 7-sided strike is going to be back in a moment. The problem is that now Karazim is down. They lost the Monk down here. Dino is looking for a target. Couldn't get it. We still had them jumping out quite easily. Tracer alive, and Sylvanas also survived all of this. Yeah, and now we have 8 kills to 5. It's kind of funny if you think about it. I mean, most of the kills have ended up in the Court of Simplicity, but they are the ones who are trailing on structures, and pretty significantly at that. Now, we have a bit of an invade happening at the camp, but someone also needs to come into the middle and help out here. So, yeah, I don't know about that. Alright, 8 kills against 5 still. It's pretty much about the next objective, honestly. Yeah, Lutano is still looking good here. They need to take the camp, I suppose, or at least they should at some point. There's still one at the bottom of the map. We have a 5 versus 5 on the map. Yeah, with the 16, I mean, right now it's also... He actually went into damage. So Karazim went for the damage output. I'm not so sure about that, if I'm honest. I mean, there's a couple of tools that I would really like to have the mass cleanse. So I don't know about that. The 16 talents, I mean, generally, I really like Karazim that plays a bit more aggressively, but especially with the lineup that they are rocking here, I'm not so sure if that's really the choice that you should go for. So we'll see how much you get out of it. You already have an Abathur to help you out. You have 2 damage dealers. If anything, I would really try to keep those boys and girls alive. If Muradin with Stormbolts, you have Stukov with a bit of lockdown. So there's still a few tools that would scare me a bit. But again, we'll see how they're going to play this one out. I mean, either way, we currently have, yeah, a bit of a pressure play at the top against D.Va, but it's just Lutano dropping some damage and getting the bomb in. The rotation of the red team is a bit more impactful if it connects, and Muradin is trying to do exactly that. Can he get that Stormbolt in? Careful, Karazim. Still has the 7-sided. Dino, mind control. They keep him alive for a bit longer. There's the Gas. He's just trying to get them away, but he gets taken down by Sylvanas eventually. The fight's still continuing a bit longer. Hosty is sitting there to the side. Stormbolt gets connected, and that grenade nearly took... Oh, okay. I didn't get that it was the Sylvanas copy. I was just like, what the fuck? Jesus, that scared the shit out of me for a moment. I mean, he came through and he hits the Stormbolt, but honestly, I didn't see that at first. I thought it was the real one because the wave gets thrown out and then all of a sudden he jumps back in and I'm like, what the hell? And then the moment like, okay, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. It was only Abathar. But damn. Can you imagine if you do that and you actually misclick and you jump straight into the team and you just suicide into them? Your team would rip you a new one. God. Okay. Yeah. Whew. Coming down here. They hoped for Dragonite. They actually hoped for one. They had already Karazim positioned in the mid lane at the statue. But, yeah, the push to the bot lane shut that one down. So couldn't do anything here. Now we got 95 kills, 19 versus 19. And it's still Lutano. Lutano. With the help of Abathar, he's the one who has to go for the kills. They go for the mind control, and Muradin is murdered. Yeah, Muradin is dead again. Can they take Lutano, though? Grenade! Rutsu! Dodged! Dino! The bird with a kill! Yes! There we go. Teamwork makes the dream work, baby. Right there. Look at that beauty. Survives with no HP and then this happens. Fight continues. Stukov still with a slapping. Alright. Here comes the jump. This time it's really Kira who moves in, but he doesn't go deep enough that he can get punished or anything. Okay. Here we go. Dino is starting to move out down at the bottom. It's all about level 20. It's all about the control over the shrines. Yeah, map number 2, and they're fighting. They're really fighting. This is a much better game for Simplicity than game number 1. Game number 1 was a little bit worrisome, but right now, crowd control, they are doing what they can to come back. They're still a bit behind, but of course, Simplicity, they are very eager to draw or to tie the series here. Yeah, they have the double control now. Still in the middle. They have to be careful, but so is Masquerade. Masquerade needs to be cautious, and he zips away. False set flies in. A little bit too late to do anything about it. Can't gust. There's also still siege giants and catapults at the bottom of the map. That's another problem. But the bird can deal with the top lane at least. Pressure negated. There we go. Mid lane. Mind control. 7-sided on D.Va. They want the pilot. And Dequaza. Yeah, he's dead. Dequaza is down. They need a counter kill. Crowd control. They're losing too many heroes. There's the wind tunnel into the corner. Oh, nice. That was actually a neat one, but they just can't follow up on it. Mind control again. The mind control upgrade is just fucking insane. You can pretty much just like mind control 6 days to Sunday, but they're still losing Masquerade. No, not like this. It's a 4 versus 5 and they lose it. Level 20 Talonsayan Epiphany is into... Oh my god. That game is getting bonkers over here. Level 20 with Muradin going straight into the rewind. More Stormbolts for him. I mean, let's have a little bit of a look. It's a pretty big panel, but let's have a look at it. We got 108 stacks on the level 4 for Tychus by now. We have Muradin on 24 stacks on his own level 1. And 37 for Dino, who hasn't completed the quest yet, but will soon. So now they take the Siege Giants and Catapults down at the bottom before the keep falls. But, yeah, we have some serious damage output here from those boys. 58,000, 63,000. Some solid numbers. Here comes the attack again. As Collusion is already starting to move out. Careful. And he gets away. If Karazim falls in that situation, you're definitely toasted. Hive Mind for Abathar is of course helping a lot. Is very likely going to drop a few more mules, but now there's a Dragonite. They zoned them out completely. They take the Dragonite, and this time we're talking about one of the big boys. This is not one of those small, silly guys. No, no, no. We're talking 17 minutes. Might not end the game, but should do a lot more damage than it does. Sylvanas and Tracer are poking that thing down quickly, though. I mean, damn. Okay, another 7-sided strike combo. They're trying, but the cooldown wasn't ready. They're burning Muradin down, but he's still alive. And Tracer gets an ass kicking. They take the camp away. They try for Collusion. Stormbolt misses, but D.Va just rides over him. Yeah, that is... Oh my god, Muradin, what? Haha. Oh, D.Va with a kill against Sylvanas. That one was honestly pretty nasty. Yeah, just simply driving over it. Someone is going to lose the driver's license. And yeah, good luck with that mule. That thing is not going to do anything. I'm sorry to let you know, but you can kiss that one goodbye. That keep is gonzo, and unless the mule learns to rebuild the structure, that's not going to happen. Now with everything that they have, they can pressure for the core already, especially since both Karazim and Sylvanas are still down for another 30. This is the win! Crowd Control, a 2-0 lead in the best of 5. They're making it happen. Simplicity. They go down on Dragonshire as Crowd Control locks in another map win. Game number 3, Sky Temple. Yeah, another Heroes of the Storm map that we don't get to see all that often. I'm kind of happy, honestly. Definitely prefer Sky Temple over, let's say, Volskaya Foundry. So here we go. We got Collusion on Brightwing on the blue team side, and they're going for another aggressive composition as Cure locks in Zeratul, and Hosty is playing Abathur. Gonna talk about that comp in just a moment, but let's introduce the rest of the team first. Masquerade on Johanna, and we got Lutano on Greymane. Whereas over on the right side of the map, we got X-Ray on Stukov. We actually had Rutsu and Uther, so it's a double support that they're playing here, with Uther also in a frontline position. Lauba is playing the main tank though, as Dino locks in Sylvanas, and Dequaza is on Diva. So it's a really interesting setup that we're seeing here for multiple reasons. The thought process oftentimes behind you playing a Zeratul, Brightwing, Abathur in a team is that you can turn any lane and any kind of fight into a very quick 3 versus 1. Let's say you have a single hero pushing any kind of lane, like for example Diva at the top. You can just simply move close with Zeratul, then Brightwing jumps onto Zeratul with a global. You have Abathur commit to Zeratul himself, and then you have a 3 versus 1 situation. So you are very flexible in the way that you can play the map. And of course Zeratul and Greymane in this case also offer very, very good targets for a copy. So that gives you a lot that you can do with. Brightwing, talking about the fruit fly, goes down at the top though. And I really feel that after this draft came through, I honestly don't think that when they headed into the draft that Crowd Control said, hey, we're gonna go and draft a double support right from the get-go. But they saw that comp and they are like, wait a second, this is super aggressive. But if we just go for sustain, they're going to have real trouble to do anything about us. If we survive the initial engage, then we just have the much better position in any team fight. And we have a lot of control with stuns. We also have Uther there for potential Divine Shield if we feel that we need it. Or he can come out through with the Divine Storm. Stukov is going to be in a good position. And we can make sure that a hero like Sylvanas doesn't get farmed here. So they have a really good setup now to try and counter that, as long as we're talking about multiple heroes fighting against each other. So like a 5 versus 5, 4 versus 4. But from a rotational perspective and the way that they can theoretically play a very flexible combo, we're going to have Simplicity probably move on the map a lot and try to see if they can isolate somebody and take them down. Good timing also for the blue team on their camp. They're going to try and set it up so that they can, first of all, defeat the red camp, but then also push through. But they're slightly late on the defense here, since Sylvanas is helping with it. So that's already one of the towers down, and the gate is about to fall as well. And as you all know, when we're talking about Sky Temple, when it comes to Heroes of the Storm maps, this is probably the one where keeping close on the structure is the most important, since you have the objective directly attacking the structures. So it's super important that you don't lose a war like this without having any kind of counterplay and trading on maybe the other side of the map. So this is already a big setback for Simplicity. The initial idea was a good one, but this is now problematic, because if the top temple gets taken by Crowd Control, it will result in the top fort falling. And that's rough. That's really rough early on if it happens to you, so they need to be very careful with this now. Zeratul is in the meantime at the bottom of the map. And yeah, we'll see what's happening here at the top, because again, that shrine, that temple becomes super important now. There's a bit of a counterplay in the middle, and the cool thing again about Greymane is that he is just chunking structures down. If you have a Greymane with Symbiote or without, he can take structures down so easily. So that's one turret that they are able to eliminate, and I love that Lutano is immediately trying to counterplay this. But the top fort has fallen as Sylvanas committed to it, so Dino is just absolutely crushing here. And they're now attacking the middle with the shots fired as an attempt at counterplay in the mid lane, but I really don't think they can take the fort down. They would have to commit much more heavily to it than they currently do, and as you can tell, there is a rotation from the top as crowd control is even looking to see if they can maybe take someone down here. Now, we still have that particular fountain destroyed. Uther is at the top and is already starting to damage the fort in the middle. It's snowballing a bit hard against Simplicity. I like a few of the ideas that they have coming into the draft, but it's not panning out for them. And they already lost out on the level 7 talent earlier too, so now it's finally available to them. Seems like we're also moving away, by the way, on the Zeratul side from this Void Prison play with Cleave. So maybe QR is also committing to the Might of the Narazim here. I would really like that. That's the European style that I've been talking about quite a lot. But since the European... Oh my god, Brightening that too. But since the European players don't really play a lot of Zeratul, especially with Might of the Narazim now, because of the ping disadvantage, you don't see it all that much. So, yeah. But at this point, there's the attempt to take the fort down. They have to, the mule is there, so they want to commit to this. They're taking the Siege Giants first, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're trying to make a play for it. So, we'll see if they do. And yep, there it is. 2 forts taken down after the first objective. That is a nightmare for Simplicity. And now they're going for more. Simplicity is falling apart here. They need to react to these pushes a bit faster. They need to be in position before this happens. They can't just give up an entire wall like this. I mean, good for Greyman that he tries to get something done in the mid lane, but Nequasa's going to push this back. And even if they get the fort here, who cares? They're losing one at the bottom of the map and they're already behind in structures. So, I don't know. This is getting kind of crazy here. I'm honestly worried now. This could be a huge shutdown. The only thing that is still kind of okay for Simplicity is the experience that they're holding. It's a small advantage for crowd control, but it's there. But you look at structures on the map and it's an absolute disaster. Simplicity is in a real danger of losing this with an 0-3. And that would be great for crowd control, and as I said in the game number 1, if they actually pull that one off, then it would be them establishing themselves in the number 1 position in the standings for the CCL, which would be absolutely incredible. Honestly, I didn't believe that the European players would do this well, considering the ping issues that they have playing cross-server. I mean, they are still playing quite strong, and then Europe has for ages been the stronger server just on a general basis, but still, that's quite something. For now, Simplicity can still shut those ambitions down. Take a couple of maps here, and we're talking about a very different setup. Quest is completed for Zeratul, so now the moment of truth. Boss is even attacked. Jesus Christ. They're really going for it, aren't they? Masquerade, though, he sniffs it out. There's the Might of the Narazim. Zeratul is adapting to the EU style. No Void Prison this time. Are they really going, though? They got the Divine Storm, so they have a lot of stuns available. Here comes the attack. They go for Sylvanas. Uther. And Sylvanas is down. The mosh pit also not really working out for Lauber as X-Ray just slipped them away here. And now the boss is about to be taken. But it seems like it's going to be Simplicity that takes it. We're going Throw City, apparently. Well, it's not over yet. But here comes the boss. They're jumping in. Lutano. And he dies. The explosion. And oh my god. They grab it. They take the boss. And they are able to claim it here. That could have been a disaster for them. That could have been an absolute disaster. Here's the attack. They're going again for Sylvanas. They're able to take the kill. And just look at that mosh pit and the slap from Stukov. That did not work out for them at all. It doesn't work out for Lauber here at the bottom of the map either. But again, they still hold the advantage. And they can now go for maybe the bottom objective. The funny thing is, this is objective number 2. This is actually the second objective in the game. We are only 7 minutes in. I know it feels longer. It feels like we're already way deeper into this game, just simply because we're seeing the bot lane getting destroyed here. Now the blue team has at least taken over on the temple, but that also means that they sacrifice the top camp that is now claimed by Nequasa. And guess what? Sylvanas is here, so we're talking about a few more towers taken down. What a setup. I mean, again, the fight at the bottom, first the mosh pit, Stukov slapping them out of it. Sylvanas dying early, and they still get the boss. That was such a huge risk that they were running there. And now it's nearly level 13, but the position on the map is just devastating for Simplicity. They've lost so much here. They have lost so unbelievably much. And they couldn't even take all the shots at the bottom temple. Now the fountain is down too. I guess Abathar is going to drop a mule onto the keep. Yeah, even body soaking now. Hosty is forced towards the front. But it's a 5 versus 5 again, and boy, Simplicity is not having an easy game here. Yeah, the entire map is pretty much just painted red by crowd control as they take one camp after another. They're not wasting any time here with all of this. So how many shots are still... Oh my god, they just missed it out by 1. I mean, again, there's no Abath on the other side, so it's not like there's a mule available or anything. Sylvanas jumps back and takes it safe. Shots are being fired, but even the tower down here doesn't fall. And Abath immediately reacts and mules it up. But of course, now the problem still remains that they have to eventually face the music here. Cure, playing it as mobile as he possibly can, gets locked down by X-Ray. There's no real risk of a team fight just yet. But that will come eventually. It's the structural position that really matters. That's the big deal. Just talking about experience, not really so much yet. But okay, another camp gets taken, and there's still time for Simplicity to bring it back, but they need to make sure that they're getting this combo rolling and take a few kills. They got the one against Sylvanas, but as I said, if there's an engage by, let's say, yeah. Exactly, Greyman is down already. I was just about to say, if there's an engage by any of the melee assassins, like, let's say, Zeratul, and he moves in against anybody and Uther lands the stuns, then he is pretty much dead. And that's exactly what we saw there, this time in the form of Greyman, though. It's gonna get worse once that we have Benediction. And now, I mean, these guys are showing no mercy. No mercy whatsoever. They come in again, bam, murder the keep at the top. Greymane isn't here, Zeratul is taking the camp at the bottom right. They come in, they take the keep down, and that is another massive, massive lead. Now, this could result in the bottom fort falling, so that's at least a sweet move from Zeratul. But the way that crowd control currently uses Sylvanas and the double support setup that they're running to exploit every kill that they get is nasty. Zeratul is able to escape. Good job by Cure, so he was able to make his way out. But at the same time, the bot lane fort is still standing. In the bigger scheme of things, it doesn't matter too much. It's going to be destroyed soon, TM anyways, I suppose. But of course, that's a few more shots that are going to be soaked by structures before the inner ring gets attacked. And, well, Simplicity has already lost a big part of their inner ring. There's level 16s now available, so Benediction is now being picked by crowd control's Uther. That's kind of neat for them. Bit of a trap at the top, but nobody's falling for that. Quasar, why would he engage there? He's playing it safe. They're playing disciplined now. And they're getting the shots fired at the bottom of the map. Abathur is going to drop a mule there soon. Blue team is trying to get the exchange in the middle. They're not interested in a team fight. They don't get the level 16 talents. They don't have them yet. And, well, this is going to hurt. This is going to hurt, and it's going to hurt quite a bit. They're going to lose another keep now. Abathur can try and mule it up as much as he wants, but it should not really matter. They're moving into the top lane, into the mid lane. Lutano! Run, doggy, run! Yeah, there we go. Tana's on the way back. ETC, more shots being fired. And as you can tell, this is going to be kind of close. Actually, they might save it. Ha ha ha! Yep, there we have it. Nicely done. Well played. Question is just for how long. Because, if I'm honest, there's no way crowd control looks at this and says like, nah, this is fine, we're gonna give them that one. No. They're gonna go for it, aren't they? But yeah, that's pretty nasty. The mule and the shield working together, and he actually saved it. But again, for how long? Because he doesn't have a lot of HP there. And down here, they have to flank in, they're trying to fight. 5 versus 5 now. This is for all the marbles, ladies. And they're about to take Hosty's copy down. Yeah, Hosty with Abathur is once again busy. Keep is down at the bottom of the map, by the way. The minions pushed in and claimed it. And now they're trying to go for the kill. Mosh pit gets interrupted right away. They want the kills, though. They're moving in. Dino jumping around from one wave to another as he looks for the next target. The big stun. And the slide. The end of Masquerade, potentially. Diva falls instead. Masquerade gets out. Siege shines on the core. That was a clutch escape by Johanna. Oh, God. Maybe not? Alright, I'll take everything back. I take it back and pretend I said the opposite. Yeah. Down goes Jojo. Masquerade apparently thought, you know what? Dying is not such a bad deal. That's 40 seconds where I can just simply pick my nose a little bit. Can maybe grab a bite of food or do something else. You know what? I'm going for it. I'm going for it. Honorable Sudoku right there. Yeah. Guys, I don't know what to say. 5 kills to 3. It honestly feels like more. It feels like we've seen more kills here, but it's just the structure destruction that has been the big deal. Yeah, again the fight. They try to go for Dino. No way. It's not only that you have 2 supports against you. Finally, there's the kill. Great job by Zeratul. Good job by Cure. The problem is not only that you go up against 2 supports that can easily heal the target up. The problem is that both of them have a lot of CC that they bring to the table that crowd control can use to, well, control the crowd. So they are just using that with a lurking arm. You can see it down here just as I say it. And they have the stuns as well. Brightwing is down. The Fruit Fly has been eliminated again. It's time for another slap as Rutsu hits the auto attacks. Down goes Zeratul. And Johanna is just trying to defend what she can here. 2 lanes are pushing against her. The boss is up on the map. The temples are also up. It's pretty much a checkmate position. Crowd control can go for the temples, they can go for the boss. Honestly, their biggest problem is right now deciding how they want to win the game. Do we just push and right-click the shit? Do we go for the objective? Do we go for the boss? There's so many options. Yeah, and there's the stun lock against Greymane. He's just sitting there like, where's my medallion? Well, no medallion anymore for you, baby. So, Benediction and the ult makes it possible. Huge stun lock, and there we go. Shots are fired. Jojo, what is she gonna do? She's trying to poke out the middle a little bit. Up at the top, Rutsu is taking it. Double shots fired. Easy peasy. They're taking down the last remaining keep. They're so close to level 20 now. Bot lane is pressuring with 3 catapults and the Siege Giants. And it is a nasty situation for Simplicity. They are about to lose this game. They are trying desperately to get a kill. It's the only chance that they have, technically, but it's not looking good. If they lose this out with an 0-3, then crowd control is the top number, the top spot in the league. Core gets attacked already. Siege Giants are here too, and the catapults are, of course, attacking it as well. This is game, ladies and gentlemen. This is it. Simplicity, they tried, but crowd control, they were just a bit stronger. Here comes the copy again. The shots are fired, and that's the end of it. A 3-0 victory for crowd control against Simplicity, and they set themselves up at the top of the standings of the CCL. Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.